We cannot fail. Are you certain, General? The crowd turns to a silhouetted figure in the doorway. It's Luke. He walks into the meeting chamber, hobbled. He heavily leans on his cane to compensate for a severe limp. His footsteps strain with effort and pain. Rey and Finn follow him in. This is War Master Skywalker. Nothing is certain. If we endeavor in this assault, I fear we will not be victorious. Heed my words, General. To march these people into battle now is to march them towards an early grave. The General drops his reverent demeanor to show his true colors. Big words coming from a cripple who couldn't keep his own house in order.
Oh!
Perhaps it's time to step aside.
Shit.
Rey grabs the General and throws him against the wall, bringing her lightsaber to his neck. The room tenses. Guards raise blasters. That's Luke Skywalker, you ungrateful idiot. Every meal you eat, every freedom you enjoy is because of him. Have some respect. Rey, stop. Enough. Rey powers down her lightsaber.
Bro, that's kind of like all they needed, dude. They just needed to have Rey be a little more respectful to Luke in the sense where, let's say other people are dogging him and she stands up like, dude. So easy. Every fan would have loved her. Like, I love watching this kind of stuff, but at the same time, it like brings me back to reality and just how horrible the writing was for what we actually got. It makes me sad. It's like, this is just already so much better.
The General is entitled to
Shout out to Prism, dude. I'll have to put his link in the description. But
his opinions, Rey. He walks off. I don't like him. Yeah, we got that. What are we going to do? The group discusses their options. Luke forbids Rey and Finn from going on this mission. They protest, but hear his words. Rey and Poe speak privately. Poe has to deploy. It's his duty. Rey fears what could happen. She's scared of losing him. I'll come back to you, I promise. You better. The two kiss and Poe walks away to the hangar. Society. He walks past an old merchant shop that says Watto's Workshop.
already looks cooler. He's going to Watto's workshop. Like,
You looking to buy a speeder, Master Ren? No, thank you. He moves on. A gigantic structure is being built in the center of the city. This will be the Emperor's new seat of government. Parts fly down from the forge daily. The Emperor reaches out to Kylo to communicate from the forge. How does it look, Lord Ren? Impressive. Most impressive. This is the future we've worked so hard for, my apprentice. Look how far we've come. Why Tatooine, Your Excellency? Isn't it obvious? This is the homeland of your bloodline, a place of great power, indifferent in its cruelty. Ben has an eerie feeling he is being watched, but sees no one, only whispers. Then, the Republic jumps out of light speed. They have arrived. Ben smirks from the ground, so it begins. He hops in his ship and flies off to the forge. In space, the fleet sees the forge and the armada they need to punch through to get to it. Poe is overwhelmed. TIE fighters pour out of the cruisers. The other two pilots communicate there is nothing on our side either. What's going on? Where are the vents? The general.
you guys remember? They've gone in the ventilation shaft.
How's it going, Poe? Ben, what are you doing? The Republic fleet falters. Anti-air cannons turn to face the oncoming pilots. I'm securing the future of the galaxy. Killing me isn't going to bring Han back, Ben. No, but it might make me feel better. Leia grabs the communicator.
Boy looking like
Get out of there, Poe! The sound of his mother's voice cuts through him. He pauses, stunned. His entourage acts when he hesitates and opens fire. Explosions are heard. Poe's indicator vanishes on the screen. Poe! Rey cries out. The metal and communicators of the room twist and break under the weight of her grief. The whole room shakes. Luke grabs her and stares into her eyes. Control yourself. She grits her teeth as if she is ready to explode, but eventually she regains control. The room settles. The rumbles of force energy are replaced by tears. She falls to her knees, weeping. She speaks words with conviction, a proclamation. I am going to kill him. Luke looks deep into her pained eyes. His look says it all. That is not the way. And to hand-deliver them the offer for a ceasefire. Ben smiles. The war will finally be over. Something I've been wanting to show you. A door opens. Ben is shocked. How is this possible? The Emperor smiles. All things are possible through the Force, my boy. Cut to Lando's cell. Ben enters, frantic. It's going to happen soon. What? I am going to trap the Emperor. What? How? And I will bring my father back.
Whoa.
Kid, you're...
Wait. What? What did you say? Hold on.
Let him use me as a vessel, and then I will bind his spirit when he tries to take hold of me.
Holy shit. So he's going to try and do a Majin Vegeta Bobbity sort of thing. I like it. I don't think Kylo's powerful enough, though, to control that.
Trapping him forever. Then I will bring...
That's sick.
The wrist link he's been building from scrap parts.
Is Lando looking Latino now?
Now, with the
AI went a little South American.
It's heavily damaged but intact. It's Poe. The shot knocked out my transmitter. I couldn't get in touch with anyone. It will pacify whomever, whenever, anywhere in the galaxy. Once his throne on Tatooine and the array are complete, he will be able to command anyone anywhere to do whatever he needs. Submit, fight, defend, build, breed, whatever he needs. The citizens of the First Order will obey. It is Order 66 on steroids. They are calling it the Final Order. And what's worse, people won't even notice what's happening to them. The ultimate and total manipulation of an entire galaxy. Lando is speechless. In a flash, Leia pulls a gun on the guards. Best let him go, Captain. I could have handled them, Leia. You were being too slow, Luke chuckles. He hobbles to the hangar, forced to escape. He is now on the run from the Republic he helped to build. He gets in the X-Wing and looks back at Leia, uncertain of when they will be together again. I won't fail you. Leia nods, and he vanishes into the void. It is heard over the loudspeaker and in broadcasts all around the galaxy that Luke is a wanted man, and that all Jedi should turn themselves over. Back at the temple, the Jedi look at one another confused, but nod. They depart the temple and go into hiding. In one tavern, a woman sits in a booth alone. She looks up at the screen. Seeing Luke Skywalker is wanted. Concerned, she pays her tab and departs. Poe and Finn arrive on Batuu to petition for resistance. Do we know what we're doing? Nope. All right, well then, let's go. Who goes there? The blue glow of a ghostly figure in black approaches. However, this one is different. His ghostly form melts away to project something closer to flesh. I've gone by so many names. Darth. Butcher. The prodigal knight. The one who stands alone. I have served the darkness and the light, but now I simply go by Revan. Rey's eyes go wide. And I've been waiting for you, Rey, for a very, very long time. Darth Revan the Redeemed. I've read stories about you. How is this possible? All things are possible with the Force. What are your intentions, Spirit? My intention is to answer your questions. How do I destroy the Starforge? Revan smirks. Destruction is a result, not an answer. He coaxes her. Oh, come on, Rey. You've never wondered why you are the way that you are. Why do things seem to happen precisely in the way they're supposed to around you? Why your rage is always brimming just under the surface? Revan pulls a chair towards Rey and Force pushes her into it. As long as you've been with the Jedi, I am sure they educated you on their famed prophecy of the one who brought balance to the Force and forever banished the Sith from existence. Anakin. Yes, Anakin. However, what the history books will not tell you is that the Sith were aware of this prophecy also, and they needed a countermeasure. Someone who could come along after the Chosen One fulfilled their destiny and undo it all when the time was right, when defenses were down and egos were high. A child of the darkness chosen by the Sith could come along and upend it all. Would you like to guess who that might be? Rey can't say the words, but her expression says it all. Yes, Rey. Yes. No. That's not true. That's impossible. I was a science experiment of Palpatine's. I turned. I am a Jedi. I serve the light. And so the Chosen One who was born in the light toiled in the darkness to return to light. So too would the Dark One wander in the light before returning to the darkness once more. How?
So for a lot of people who don't know, many think that Palpatine created Anakin. He didn't actually. Him and Plagueis in the novel, Darth Plagueis, were trying to manipulate midichlorians to essentially create, like in this fanfiction, Rey. Like the perfect embodiment of the dark side kind of thing through midichlorians and manipulating midichlorians and energy. But the Force didn't like that manipulation, and the Force answered them back, and they gave Anakin, they made Shmi pregnant with Anakin.
Across the galaxy. Luke finds himself in familiar territory. He lands on Dagobah, searching for what? Whispers to himself. This wasn't supposed to be how the story ends. Who said there was an end?
Wait,
Luke looks up shocked, lost for words. He can't believe his eyes. Mara? Hey there, farm boy. How? I heard Luke Skywalker might have gotten himself in over his head. I figured there's only one place in the galaxy he would go. It's good to see you. You too. He shrugs, defeated. She grabs his hand and pulls his eyes up to meet hers. He's waiting for you. Luke looks deep into the bog, uncertain. Mara pulls his focus back to her. Hey, I'll be right here. He gazes at her tenderly. He nods and gets up to his feet. Luke moves through the brush and sees who he came to commune with. Long time has it been my old apprentice. Hello, Master Yoda. The two exchange greetings. Why is this happening, Master? Was it not prophesied my father was to bring balance to the Force? That the Sith's reign would end? Yoda speaks in his distinct inverted cadence. Certainly overlooked something was. Worry about the past we must not. Understand where we are we must. What we will do. I cannot do anything more, Master. My time is spent. I'm old. My body is broken. I have nothing else to give. Yoda chuckles to himself. All this time and still nothing you have learned. Luke is a bit dejected. Young Skywalker always looking somewhere else and never where he is. Yoda the enemy, No! What did I teach you? Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. How am I supposed to defeat someone when I can barely move? In that moment, a voice comes from around the tree. Well, speaking as someone with a broken body for most of his life, I would agree, Master Yoda. Luke looks up. Father? Hello, son.
dude.
Luke breaks down, overwhelmed by the stakes ahead of him. He feels like a failure. I've lost my nephew. The Emperor still reigns. The Republic has turned against us. Everything I've ever accomplished undone in an instant. Anakin kneels down. Luke, close your eyes. Do you have air in your lungs? Yes. Feel the rhythm of your heart. Does it still beat? Yes. And the Force? Do you feel it? A warmth comes over Luke. I do. Then you have everything you need. I still don't see how I can stop the Emperor. You don't need to see the end to know that it is real. You just need to believe. Now come, we have work to do. Guards fly into the court. Finn Force pulls his lightsaber to his grip, and Force pushes all the guards to the wall. Yes, Magistrate, I agree. It is enough. But what about the rest of you? Have you had enough? A voice shouts from the crowd. The galaxy will forget us long before this war is over, Master Jedi. We are poor farmers here. What can we do? What can we do indeed? I seem to remember one farm boy who did quite a lot when he heard the call. Another voice. He was part of a bloodline, a legacy. We have no such magical providence awaiting us. You're right. Some stories swallow up people like us. This out to every outlet, every planet, every system that has a spare ship.
Bro,
Finn's words echo across the cosmos. Long have I waited to be restored to a worthy form. He marvels at his mobility. Disappointment after disappointment. Vader being hacked to bits. Luke denying his place in the galaxy. But now, finally, I have everything I require. We can rule for 100 years more in this body. That's what you think. The Emperor turns. Huh? In the white void of Ben's consciousness, the Emperor stands helpless. Ben begins to attack Palpatine. Lightsabers activate. They exchange blows. In the real world, Ben and the Emperor struggle for control of the body. Oh my boy, was this your plan all along? To trap my soul here while you take all of my power? Surely you are not that stupid. The pair trade blows. Not as stupid as a man who thinks he can live forever. Sabers exchange again. Finally, the Emperor unleashes lightning on Ben. He falls to his knees. Young fool, only now do you understand the magnitude of your failure. Ben is tortured continuously, his screams unable to be heard, trapped in his own body. In the real world, Ben's body rises again, this time unburdened with struggle. The Emperor's spirit glimmers behind Ben's pained eyes, brought to justice. Why don't you start here then, Palpatine? Everyone looks to the end of the causeway. The voice is Luke's, but his face is cloaked by his covered hood. Master Skywalker, a man of honor after all. Have you come to finally swear your loyalty? I've come to do more than that. The crowd and the Emperor are confused. I've come to bargain. Give me back my nephew. Willing to play along, he improvises. Master Skywalker, Kylo Ren gave himself of his own
Is he
accord.
gonna give him his body?
Take me instead.
Oh my gosh.
The crowd laughs. Oh, Jedi, I'm afraid your best years are behind you. Your body is broken. You have nothing I want. Perhaps. He removes his hood to reveal his face. The crowd gasps. Nobody can believe what they are seeing. His wrinkles gone, his limp healed, his age reduced and restored to a Luke no older than 30. A man in his prime. Palpatine is surprised. How is this possible? The secrets of immortality do not live in the darkness, Your Excellency, but the light. That is impossible. Luke gestures to his form. And you would give this all up to give your nephew new life? I will do anything to save my family, Your Excellency. But you must return him now. He looks over at Mara Jade, who hides out in the crowd. The moment holds. The seduction of true immortality is almost more than he can bear. Spirit flashes. A gigantic energy release fills the valley. Ben falls to his knees. The Emperor has left his body. Ben, are you there? Mother? Oh, Ben, what did you do? Chaos ensues. Luke is immediately dragged away onto a transport ship to be taken to the forge. Getting his bearings, Ben asks, "Where's Luke?" "He is taking your place, son." "What? No!" The full gravity of the situation hits him. All of his decisions, all of his choices, his dissent has added up to nothing or terms. At that moment, lightsabers begin to activate in the crowd. Hundreds. Civilians begin to scatter. For the Republic. The armies of Jedi and the Resistance make their voices heard and run into battle towards the final order control room in the Emperor's palace. Him and Phasma square off. I've been waiting a long time for this. Well, I won't keep you waiting any further. They begin to duel. Ben looks at Rey. We need to get to Luke. Concerned about the Revan's prophecy, she hesitates. It's now or never, Rey. I can't take him alone. She takes a deep breath and accepts what needs to happen and goes with Ben. Ben says, "Thanks, Lando. No problem, kid. Bring Luke home." Back on the ground, Mara Jade's primary focus is on...
I don't know what's going on here, man. Lando's like white 1 minute, then he's like Latino, and then Rey's Asian. I mean, it's hilarious. Stories are great, though. Just had to.
Her eyes look as if possessed. Ben screams, "No, Rey." Don't listen to him, snap out of it. She turns on Ben, consumed by the dark side. The Forge has taken her over. She is no longer in control. The two fight with all of their skill and mastery, both incorporating forms of the light and the dark side. To fight! Fight! Rey hears the words, but can't act. The Forge has taken root in her spirit. Sheev and Anakin get pulled into the physical plane through the power of the Forge. The Forge speaks. "Rey, you cannot overcome us. You are our destiny." Quaking with pain, trying to summon the strength to pull the energy through the eye, she speaks a final word of defiance. "I'll write my own destiny." With that, she pulls every last bit of energy through the system she can. The Forge begins to melt and break down. Luke locks blades with Ben, Sheev with Anakin. Luke sees Obi-Wan. He whispers words of reassurance. "Use the Force, Luke." Ben looks off at the ripples in reality and sees Han. He says nothing, his eyes reassuring. "Father, He can't get the words out. "It's okay, son. I know. I've missed you too." And just as quickly as he was there, he vanishes. Anakin and Sheev get ripped back to the ethereal plane. Palpatine screams at Anakin, "Look at you! A failed Jedi! A failed Sith! A failed father! Even in death you cannot win! It's time for you and the Jedi to end!" In the chaotic reality distortion, Anakin looks around. Qui-Gon comes to him. Anakin panics. "Master, I don't know if I can beat him." "Anakin, remember who you are." In that moment, everything stops. He is transported beyond time and space. Anakin sees Padme.
Wow.
She walks up to him gently. They stare into each other's eyes. "Padme, I am so..." She places a finger on his lips. "I know." Her reassurance is all the strength he needs. He wishes he could stay here forever, but he knows he still has one final job to do. He opens his eyes and snaps back to the conflict. He looks back at Palpatine. There are no endings, Sheev, only new beginnings. With that, he smiles and disengages his lightsaber. Palpatine seizes the opportunity and cuts Anakin down. Anakin dissolves and his power is absorbed by Palpatine. Thinking he'd won, Palpatine begins to laugh. But within moments, his body begins to glow, his essence dissolving. No, no, no! I won! I won! Before he can get out his next words, he turns into pure white light and transforms into the Force. Anakin's sacrifice of his pure spirit finally destroys the Sith, for good. It's over. Luke collapses as if just surviving an exorcism. Blackened scars trace across his body from the ordeal. Uncle, let's get you out of here. Ben and Rey hoist Luke over their shoulders and make their way to the transport. The forge collapses and falls out of orbit, melting in the heat of the sun. The three barely escape from the cataclysm. On the ground, Finn, Mara, and the Jedi celebrate. Poe and the fighters blow up the last of the satellites. In the air, the First Order warships begin to destabilize. They were successful. The Emperor and by extension, the First Order are no more. She felt as though Luke having a family would have taken his focus away from the Jedi. He wanted her to stay, but she left, knowing that his place was with the Order. He never would have become the Jedi the galaxy needed if not for Mara Jade. From that moment on, Luke poured everything he could into the Order, but he never stopped loving her. I think you remind him of the daughter he never had, Rey. The life he could have had. Rey and Poe take in the weight of that information, uncertain how to respond. Luke unknowingly interrupts. Rey, Poe, meet me by the farm, please. There is something to discuss. My time leading the Jedi has come to an end. The team is shocked, but they understand. A teacher must always look towards the future, and well, with what future I have remaining, I'd like to spend it with someone quietly. He looks over to Mara. And it's time for the Jedi to continue without Luke Skywalker. And what about you, Master Skywalker? What will you do? Luke stops to look on his family one last time before he rides off into the sunset with Mara.
Who's the other guy?
Don't worry, Rey. I will be with you. Always.
Who's the other guy? Yeah, this was great. He did a great job, man. I really enjoyed. I'll go over the things I liked and didn't like. I really enjoyed how he incorporated a lot of the old characters, a lot of the previous characters, a lot of, prequels and originals, and, bringing them all to the forefront and interconnecting them so that they all have like a purpose to come back. And I wouldn't go on this avenue. It felt like it was too focused on Palpatine transferring his essence from one to the other, to the other, to the other. And I would have rather had the incorporation of someone even more powerful than Palpatine to return. Plagueis, Tor Valum, whatever, whoever they want to make, like from Colin Trevorrow's script would have been cool as well. Maybe something that isn't so familiar with every character kind of thing. Like, I don't want to say it was like very fan servicey, of course it was, but at the same time, I would have loved to see the incorporation of some new characters that are kind of a step beyond the guys that we all thought were the end-all, be-all, like Palpatine. I think that would have been pretty cool. Even potentially, like, for a moment, having Palpatine and Luke, like, not team up, but both be fighting an even more powerful foe. But hey, this was cool. It was fun. Definitely better than the sequel trilogy we got, by far. So, yeah, great job to Prism if you guys want to check his videos out. He does a lot of AI fan fictions.